Hello, my dear students. Yesterday we have discussed about what? Overlapping of atomic orbitals. So the atomic orbitals of two atoms which approach each other will lead to the formation of what? Bonding. So generally in organic compounds. In organic compounds, which type of bonding is seen? In organic compound, which type of bonding is available? Generally covalent bond will be present. So organic compounds are what? Covalent compounds. For the formation of covalent compounds, the bonding should be what now here? Between atomic orbitals. When two atoms approach each other, one atom will be having one orbital, the other atom will be having other orbital. Okay, the two atomic orbitals of two atoms approach each other and they will overlap with each other. Yesterday we discussed this. So this orbital and this orbital both will be overlapped. So this type of overlapping will form which bonding here? Sigma bond. It is sigma bond. Sigma bond is formed by axial overlapping or linear overlapping. Otherwise, we say end to end, END end, TO2, END end. End to end overlapping or axial overlapping or linear overlapping we say. So this is called the formation of sigma bond. The same thing, if two atomic orbitals approach parallel to each other, which are parallel to each other. Suppose here it is one p orbital, it is one p orbital. When the two p orbitals, double shapes, are parallel to each other, when they are parallel to each other, this type of overlapping between orbitals is called lateral overlapping or sideways overlapping. Sideways overlapping or lateral overlapping, which will form pi bond. So pi covalent bond is formed here. So pi covalent bond is formed by lateral overlapping or sideways overlapping of atomic orbitals, and axial overlapping of two atomic orbitals will form sigma bond, which we discussed in chemical bonding topic. Okay, now see here, for an effective overlap, for the effective overlapping between two orbitals, it is necessary that two atomic orbitals of the two atoms or two different atoms must be half filled. Okay, the atomic orbitals must be half filled. So this atomic orbital should contain one electron, and this atomic orbital should be having one electron. But this one electron will be here anti-clockwise. Here this electron will be anti-clockwise. That means what? If this electron is clockwise spinning in this atomic orbital, this electron of this atomic orbital must be anti-clockwise spinning. Okay, and these two should be arranged in axial position. That means what now here? This is internuclear axis. This is internuclear axis. That means what now here? These two orbitals, atomic orbitals, are on the same axis. When they are present on the same axis, this type of overlapping is called linear overlapping. What is called? Linear overlapping. So linear overlapping will form which bond? Sigma bond. This one, sigma. Okay. Next, here in this case, this type of overlapping is called what? Lateral overlapping. What is called? Lateral overlapping. So this lateral overlapping will form which bond? Pi bond. So the arrangement of two atomic orbitals should be proper arrangement. When these two atomic orbitals have proper arrangement only, either sigma bond or pi bond will be formed. That means the two atomic orbitals should be either on same axis, or the two atomic orbitals must be parallel to each other. Both atomic orbitals must be either parallel to each other or present on same axis. In that condition only, either sigma bond or pi bond will be formed. Is that clear? So what is the condition? What they are saying here? For an effective overlap, it is necessary that two atomic orbitals of the two different atoms must be half filled. Both the atomic orbitals must be half filled. Here also this atomic orbital should be half filled. This atomic orbital should be half filled. And approach each other. The two atomic orbitals should approach each other in proper direction. In proper direction means what? These two atomic orbitals should be present on same axis. When these two atomic orbitals approach each other, this is called proper arrangement, proper direction we say. Then only bond will be formed here. And here also, when two atomic orbitals are parallel to each other, this is also called proper arrangement. Proper arrangement. When the two atomic orbitals approach each other in proper direction, in that case, the orbital overlapping, effective orbital overlapping will be taking place. Suppose imagine here one orbital is like this, one p orbital. It is combining with another orbital like this. It is one p orbital. It is another p orbital. Now two p orbitals we have taken. In this case now, this p orbital is like this. So its axis is like this. The axis of this p orbital like this, and the axis of this orbital is like this. Now, these two axes of two atomic orbitals are neither on the same axis nor parallel to each other. These two atomic orbitals are not parallel to each other. So pi bond cannot form. And also, these two atomic orbitals are not present on the same axis. Therefore, these two cannot be forming sigma bond also. So these two atomic orbitals neither form pi bond nor sigma bond. That is, this is called improper arrangement. Improper arrangement of two orbitals. So yeah, these two atomic orbitals approaching each other in improper direction, in not proper direction. There is no proper direction here. Approach direction is not proper. That's why no sigma bond, no pi bond will be formed here. But here, when the two atomic orbitals are parallel to each other, pi bond is formed. When two orbitals are on the same axis, sigma bond is formed. So what are two conditions here for effective overlapping? One is the atomic orbital should be half filled, and the second condition is what? There should be proper orientation. Proper direction meaning what? Proper orientation. Orientation is nothing but arrangement of orbitals. There should be proper orientation, and also half-filled atomic orbitals only will form bonding. Next, the resultant orbital after overlapping is known as molecular orbital. So molecular orbital, this one is what now here? Molecular orbital. After overlapping between two atomic orbitals, whatever we get is called molecular orbital. Molecular orbital is generally short form taken as MO. MO is called molecular orbital. And AO indicates what here? AO indicates what? Atomic orbital. So atomic orbital and molecular orbital. Okay. So when atomic orbitals form either sigma bond or pi bond, the orbitals which are formed are called molecular orbitals. And the molecular orbital has two electrons with opposite spin. So here what happened? One electron with clockwise spinning in this atomic orbital. The other electron is with anti-clockwise spinning in other atomic orbital. When these two approach each other, what happens here? The two electrons will be like this, one clockwise, one anti-clockwise. This is what now electron pair. Electron pair. This is called shared electron pair. Shared electron pair between two nuclei. This nucleus, and this nucleus. Between the two nuclei, what will be there here? Electron pair is present here. So this electron pair is called what? Shared electron pair. Otherwise, we say bond pair. Bond pair. And this type of overlapping is called what here? Linear overlapping or axial overlapping, we say. So the molecular orbital has two electrons with opposite spins. The effective overlapping is possible by two ways. The effective overlapping will be by two ways here. One is what? Axial overlapping. The other is what? Sideways overlapping or lateral overlapping. Okay, first one is what now here? End to end overlapping. This end to end overlapping is also called what? Axial overlapping. Otherwise, linear overlapping, we say. Linear overlapping. So linear overlapping, otherwise axial overlapping or end to end overlapping, we say. Or we also say head on overlapping. So head on overlapping, linear overlapping, axial overlapping, end to end overlapping will lead to the formation of what? Sigma bond. Always this type of overlapping will form which bond? Sigma bond. Always sigma bond should be formed. This should be always sigma bond. Only sigma bond is formed by end to end overlapping. This type of overlapping is possible between s and s orbitals like this. Between s orbital and s orbital, which is formed here, sigma bond is formed here. So it is sigma s bond between s orbital of one atom and s orbital of the other atom. The overlapping is what? SS overlapping. In this electron is clockwise spinning. In this electron is anti-clockwise spinning. Here electron pair is paired. Shared electron pair like this. It is SS overlapping. Okay. Now between P and P, it is called PP overlapping. Here between P and P, what is here? PP overlapping. It is PP sigma bond. What is here? PP sigma bond it is. Here PP pi bond is formed. Sidewise overlapping na here. PP pi bond is formed. Here PP sigma bond is formed. So PP sigma bond overlapping, PP overlapping here. So here we have what? SS overlapping, SP overlapping, PP overlapping. So between S orbital and P orbital, between S and P orbital, what is this called here? SP overlapping. What is called now? SP overlapping it is. One S orbital of one atom and P orbital of other atom. Okay, it is SP overlapping. SP overlap. And next one, between two P orbitals, it is called what? PP overlapping. PP overlapping. So PP overlapping, SP overlapping, and SS overlapping. Among these, which is stronger bond? Guess. PP sigma bond is stronger. PSP sigma bond is stronger. SS sigma bond is stronger. Which is stronger here? PP is stronger bonding. PP overlapping will form stronger sigma bond than SP overlapping than SS overlapping. The reason is that the two p orbitals involved in PP overlapping are symmetrical in nature. More symmetry of the orbitals, more stronger bond is formed. More symmetry of the orbitals, more stronger bond is formed. And also here, the extent of overlapping is more between P and P orbitals. The extent of overlapping is maximum here. So extent of overlapping is more and symmetry of the two p orbitals is greater. So more symmetry, more stronger bond. And also the p orbitals are directional in nature. Directional in nature. So why PP overlapping is forming stronger bond here? The reason is what? P orbitals are directional. Directional meaning what? We have PX orbital along x-axis. We have PY orbital along y-axis. We have PZ orbital along z-axis. If dumbbell shape is along the z-axis, it is called PZ. If dumbbell shape is along x-axis, it is called PX. That means the P orbitals dumbbell shapes have directional nature. So more the directional nature of the orbitals, greater bond, stronger bond is formed here. So the overlapping will be greater. So more overlapping will be there when directional nature of orbitals is greater. So here in SS overlapping, S orbitals are not directional. S orbitals are not directional. Only spherical they are. They are not directional in nature. So that's why it is forming weaker bond here. SS bond is weaker. And here SP overlapping. In this, one P orbital is involved here. One directional orbital is there. That's why it is what? Stronger bond than SS. And why PP is strongest here? Because the two p orbitals involved are directional in nature and they have symmetry. That's why this PP overlapping is stronger than SP overlapping is stronger than SS overlapping. That point keep in mind. So this type of overlapping means what? End-to-end overlapping is possible between SS, SP, and PP orbitals, atomic orbitals. Okay, the molecular orbital formed by the in phase and in phase what end-to-end overlap of atomic orbitals on adjacent atoms is called sigma bond or sigma molecular orbital we say. So sigma means what is this bond, this symbol. So sigma MO means what is sigma molecular orbital. So the sigma molecular orbital, how it is formed? The molecular orbital which is formed by the in phase end-to-end overlapping, by the in phase axial overlapping. By the in phase axial overlapping, this is called what now here? Sigma molecular orbital. In phase, what here? In phase axial overlapping means what here? The electron of this orbital, the electron of this orbital will be in the phase with each other. They will be in the phase. When they are in the phase with each other, it is called in phase, end-to-end overlapping. When both electron waves, this electron wave, when both electron waves are in the phase with each other, okay, that is called in phase end-to-end overlap or in phase axial overlap. This will form which type of molecular orbitals? Sigma molecular orbitals. How molecular orbital is formed? By the overlapping between atomic orbitals, we get molecular orbital. The molecular orbitals will be two types, sigma molecular orbitals and pi molecular orbitals. Two types will be there. Such orbitals are lower in energy. So whenever energy is lower, stability will be greater. Remember, which orbitals are lower in energy? Sigma molecular orbitals. Sigma molecular orbitals have lower energy. Lower energy meaning what? Stronger bond. So sigma bond is stronger, pi bond is stronger generally. Sigma bond is stronger. Because of what energy? Lower energy. Because of lower energy, the sigma bond generally will be stronger. So such sigma molecular orbitals are lower in energy than the corresponding pi molecular orbitals. Corresponding pi molecular orbitals. If you take pi molecular orbital and sigma molecular orbital, which is what is having lower energy, sigma molecular orbital has lower energy and hence greater stability. Remember, whenever we say lower energy, what we have to say, ma? Stability is greater. Greater stability whenever energy is lower. And the bond formed is termed as sigma bond. Sigma bond is formed by lowering the energy. Whenever two atomic orbitals approach each other and combine, okay, to form molecular orbital, the energy will be lowered. Energy will be decreased. Whenever energy decreases, the stability increases. That's why the molecular orbitals are more stable than atomic orbitals because the molecular orbitals have lower energy than atomic orbitals. Is the concept clear? Next. Second type of overlapping is what? Sidewise overlapping. Sidewise overlapping or parallel overlapping or lateral overlapping. Anyone is it? Sidewise overlapping, parallel overlapping or lateral overlapping. Okay. So here some books it will be given sideways, W-A-Y-S. Anyone say? Sidewise, parallel, lateral overlapping. Such overlapping is possible between pp orbitals, pp atomic orbitals. Between s and s, there is no lateral overlapping. Lateral overlapping is not possible between s and s orbitals. So it is possible only between p and p orbital here. P and p orbital in this example. We are discussing about only carbon atom. Na? So in the carbon atom, we have 1s2, 2s1, 2p3 in excited state. What is carbon electronic configuration in excited state? 1s2 ground state, first means first orbit, and 2s1 excited state, 2p3. 2p3 meaning what? 2px, 2py, 2pz, 3 orbitals, and 2s orbitals. So only s orbitals and p orbitals we have. 2d will not be there, no? 2d orbitals will not be present. When 2d orbitals are not there, we are not taking d orbital concept here. We are taking only s orbitals and p orbitals. Between s and s orbitals, only sigma bond is possible. Between p and p, sigma bond is possible and pi bond also possible. Between p and p orbitals, between two p orbitals, what will be the bond formation? Either sigma bond or pi bond. Between s and s, only sigma bond is possible. Between s and p, only sigma bond is possible. Whenever s orbital is involved, ss, sigma bond, sp, sigma bond, sp, sigma bond. Okay, and also we have what now? pp, sigma bond, pp sigma bond, and also we have pp pi bond. So pp pi bond is possible, pp sigma bond is possible. Sp sigma bond only possible. Why? Only means as s orbital is involved, s orbitals will be forming only sigma bonds. Whenever s is involved, only sigma is possible. And here s and s orbitals will form again sigma only. But between p and p orbitals, either sigma bond or pi bond, both will be possible. So such overlapping, that is lateral overlapping, is possible between p and p atomic orbitals. P and p atomic orbitals. The molecular orbital formed is termed as what now? Pi bond or pi molecular orbital. What is called here? Pi molecular orbital. What is pi molecular orbital here? The molecular orbital formed. The molecular bond formed is pi bond. Okay, here molecular orbital called what here? Molecular orbital is called what? Pi molecular orbital, we can say. And if you don't want to say, what your orbital, if you want to say in terms of bond, we have to say what? The molecular bond formed is called what now here? The molecular bond formed is called pi bond. When pi bond is formed, generally bilateral overlapping. Next, the sigma bond. The sigma bond is stronger than pi bond. We know this one. Sigma bond is stronger than pi bond. Why? The sigma bond has lower energy. The sigma bond has lower energy. When energy is lower, automatically the stability will be more, strength will be more. And the electrons in the pi bond are loosely held. The electrons in the pi bond are loosely held. In which bond electrons are loosely held between two atoms? Loosely in pi bond. And the bond is easily broken. Which bond? The pi bond. The pi bond is easily broken. The pi bond is easily broken. So pi bond is easily broken and is more reactive. Which bond is more reactive? They are saying pi bond is more reactive. Pi bond is more reactive because the pi bond can be easily broken down. Why pi bond can be easily broken down? Why pi bond is more reactive? Because the electrons in pi bond are loosely held. Why electrons in the pi bond are loosely held? Because the pi bond is formed by lateral overlapping, parallel overlapping. Okay. Why pi bond is weaker here? Because in pi bond formation between two orbitals, the extent of overlap is minimum. The extent of overlap between two orbitals is minimum. But in the formation of sigma bond, the extent of overlapping is maximum. Why sigma bond is stronger here? Because the extent of overlapping in formation of sigma bond is greater. As the extent of overlapping is greater, the sigma bond is stronger bond. We have to say. Okay. So the pi bond is easily broken down and is more reactive than sigma bond. The amount of energy released during the overlapping indicates the strength of the bond. More energy if it is released. If more energy is released, suppose the strength of the bond is greater. The strength of the bond is greater if energy released is greater. So the strength of the bond formed is directly proportional to the quantity of energy released. More the energy released, stronger is the bond formed. So sigma bond is stronger, pi bond is stronger, sigma bond. Why sigma bond is stronger? Because during the formation of sigma bond, greater amount of energy is released. That point keep in mind. And so greater will be the strength of the bond if higher energy is released. So greater will be the strength of the bond if higher energy is released. If higher energy is released, okay, the strength will be greater. That point keep in mind during overlap. And energy released during sigma bond formation is always more. The energy released during sigma bond formation is always more energy released in sigma bond formation than pi bond because of greater extent. Because of what? Greater extent of what? Overlapping. So greater extent of overlapping in which case? Sigma bond. In the former. Former means what? What is mentioned first here? Sigma bond is mentioned first or pi bond is mentioned first in the sentence, in the statement, in the sentence. Sigma bond is mentioned first. So sigma bond is called what now here? Former bond. Former bond means the first mentioned bond is sigma here. And this is called what now here? Later. L-A-T-E-R. L-A-T-T-E-R. L-A-T-T-E-R. Later means what here? L-A-T-T-E-R meaning what here? The second mentioned thing. In the statement, in the sentence, the second mentioned bond is what? Pi bond. That's why it is later. And first mentioned bond is what? Sigma bond. So it is former. So what they are saying here? Energy released during sigma bond formation is always more than the pi bond formation because of greater extent of overlapping in the former. Former means what here? Sigma bond. Former meaning what here? Sigma bond. During sigma bond formation, more energy will be released. And the valency of the atom depends on the number of sigma bonds formed by atom or the number of sigma and pi bonds formed. The valency of the atom depends on the number of sigma bonds formed. Otherwise, sigma and pi bonds formed. The total number of bonds equals to valency. Now, carbon generally forms what here? 4 sigma bonds. When single bond is there, it must be what? Sigma bond. It is sigma, 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 and sigma. How many sigma bonds here? 4 sigma bonds. That's why what is valency here? Valency of carbon is 4 in this case, because it formed 4 sigma bonds, 4 sigma bonds. Next, sometimes the carbon may be forming like this here. Carbon may be forming here 2 single bonds and 1 double bond. In this double bond now, one is sigma bond, one is pi bond. In chemical bond, we discussed here one is pi bond, one is sigma bond. And here, the single bond is what? Always sigma bond. The single bond is always what? Sigma bond. So whenever single bond is there, that is sigma bond. So here 2 sigma bonds are there here. One sigma bond in the double bond, one pi bond in the double bond. So single bond is always sigma bond. So like this here, number of sigma and pi bonds, how many here? Totally 4. 3 sigma bonds around the carbon, 1 pi bond. That's why here, what is valency? So valency equals to 4 again. So number of sigma bonds and pi bonds around the carbon atom is equal to valency of carbon atom. And valency of carbon atom is 4. That is tetravalent atom. So the next topic is what now? Tetravalency of carbon. And the topic is what? Hybridization. Okay. Now here, the electronic configuration of carbon in ground state is 1s2. It is first orbit K shell. 1s2, and it is L shell. What is L shell? Second orbit. In second orbit, we have 2s2, 2px 1 electron, 2py 1 electron, 2pz 1 electron. 3 boxes we have now in P. 2px, 2py, 2pz here. So 2px is filled with 1 electron. 2py is filled with 1 electron. And 2pz, no electrons here. 0. 2pz, 0. Is that clear? So here it is ground state now here. Here it is ground state. So we write what now here? Instead of this, what we write? 2p2 we write. What we write? 2p2. So 2p2, it is 2s2. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 is ground state electronic configuration of carbon. Now 2 p orbitals are half filled, and therefore carbon is expected to show a valency of only 2. Carbon is expected to show how much valency? 2 only. Why? Here how many unpaired electrons? Here one unpaired electron in px, one unpaired electron in py. So number of unpaired electrons equals to number of bonds. That's why 2 bonds only carbon can form. In which state? In ground state. In ground state, the carbon can form only 2 bonds. That's why the carbon should have valency of 2. But in all compounds, carbon is exhibiting how many bonds? 4 bonds. Carbon is exhibiting 4 bonds. Carbon is forming 4 bonds. But in all organic molecules, the carbon atom has a valency of 4. Valency of how much? 4. How to explain the valency 4 for carbon? By taking which state? Excited state we have to take. In place of ground state, what we have to take? Excited state. Excited state meaning what? Whenever this carbon atom in ground state absorbs some amount of energy, whenever some amount of energy is absorbed by the carbon atom in ground state, what happens is that this electron in the 2s2, one electron in the 2s2 will jump to 2p2. One electron of the 2s2 orbital. 2s2 indicates what? One box, one orbital with 2 electrons. 2 electrons in the 2s orbital. So the out of 2 electrons here, one electron will be excited to 2p2. Now 2p2 becomes what? 2p3. 2s2 becomes what? 2s1. Then what will be excited state configuration now? 1s2 remains 1s2. 2s2 becomes 2s1. 2p2 becomes 2p3. It is valence shell, outermost orbit. Here s orbital has 1 electron. p orbitals have 3 unpaired electrons. 2px 1 electron, 2py 1 electron, 2pz 1 electron. Now how many unpaired electrons in this excited state of carbon? 4 unpaired electrons. Therefore, valency of carbon is what? 4. It is therefore believed that under the conditions of bond formation, the 2s paired electrons, the 2s paired orbital gets unpaired. The 2s orbital is what here? With 1 electron pair, na? 2s2. 2s2 is with the electron pair. This electron pair is called what? Share means electron pair. And it is called, this orbital is called 2s paired orbital. 2s